Dear learners of class 9, today this is my first class for class 9 learners. Today I am going to teach you a grammar chapter which contains in an English grammar book the first chapter, that is parts of sentences. Then before we are going to discuss about this chapter about sentence, we have to know some fundamental knowledge about or basic knowledge about grammar. You know, grammar is called the soul of English or language. Any language, that may be Odia, that may be English, that may be Sanskrit, Hindi, etc. That without grammar, we cannot write, we cannot speak the language correctly. So that grammar takes a vital part, a role in language, so that it is called the soul of language or English. So, you know, that is grammar, which is for the first time in class 9. Perhaps we know class 8 about grammar, but there is no book, special books or separate book in English grammar for up to class 8. So, I am going to discuss the fundamental basic knowledge or basic things about grammar. That before going to discuss about sentence, we have to know how to form a sentence, how to construct a sentence. That we have to take some letters in English. Letters. आमे जदि ओडिया टिके कहिबु ताहले आमे कहि परिबु लेटर अर्थ होछि वर्ण. The letters are two types, that is vowel and consonant. You know, there are 26 letters in English. 21 letters are called consonant and 5 letters are called vowel. A, E, I, O, U. These are called vowel and other letters are called consonant. And you know also that is capital letter, small letter. So, if we take the letters, some letters together or joined, then we must get a word. Example, Ram, R-A-M, Eat, E-A-T, Do, D-O, Teach, T-E-A-C-H. These are the example for you that to form a word. Then, if we take some words together or in a group, then we get a sentence. So that shortly we call a group of words that makes a complete meaning or sense is called a sentence. So this is the definition of sentence, that we have to take some letters first. then we have to get some words. Then when we take some words together or in order, meaningful order, then we must get a sentence. But if it will be in haphazard, not in order, we cannot get a sentence. Example, Ram is a good boy. It is called a sentence because it has a meaning, it has a sense. But a Rama boy good is, what is this? This will not be called a sentence. So that we know about sentence. Very shortly I discussed it before you because it is not your lesson book, not your English grammar book, but before going to discuss about parts of sentence, which is in your book chapter 1. We discussed, we recap about the basic forms, things about sentence. Then parts of sentence, which is in your English grammar book. A sentence has divided two parts, subject part and predicate part, or subject and predicate. Perhaps if a sentence consists a subject, that is a noun, and a verb, the subject is called birds. For this example, birds fly. Birds is the subject, birds is the head noun, and bird is the noun. Then fly is the verb. So that we know, perhaps to construct, to write, to form a sentence, at least we have to take two words. That a subject means a head noun, HN or noun, and at least in predicate part a verb. So that for subject the main is noun, and for predicate the main is verb. So if we take together in a sentence and it has a correct meaning, it is called a sentence. My mother cooks meal every day. My mother, it is subject. Cooks meal every day, it is predicate. Then children like sweet. Children, subject, like sweet, predicate. Then if we make the sentence longer, then the first three young girls sang a beautiful song on the stage yesterday. This is a very long sentence. So this sentence can be divided in two parts, that is subject part and also in predicate part or predicate. The first three young girls, this is subject, and sang a beautiful song on the stage yesterday, it is called predicate. So that from these examples we understood that a sentence can be two words or can be more than one, not two words, but it should be complete meaning or sense. Otherwise, it will not be called a sentence. If we arrange it haphazardly, it will not be called a sentence. So now you can divide a sentence easily, subject part or subject and predicate. But If the sentence will be interrogative form, you know there are two types of interrogative. WH interrogative, yes, no interrogative. So these type of sentence, sometimes the learner feel difficulty to choose to identify the subject and predicate. But it is also easy to find out the subject part and predicate part, or subject and predicate. Example from yes no interrogative we will discuss. For example, are you eating rice? Perhaps very soon in your memory, in your mind, you change it into affirmative form. ଅସ୍ଥିବାଚକ ବାକ୍ୟକୁ ଏହାକୁ ବଦଳେଇ ଦିଅ. କ'ଣ? You are eating rice. Change it into negative interrogative. Are you eating rice? Our question is, are you eating rice? And the affirmative form of this sentence is, you are eating rice. So you is the subject and are you eating is predicate. So if it will be changed to interrogative, the auxiliary verb will be placed before the subject. Then are is called first part predicate or a part of predicate, and you is called subject, and going called remaining part of predicate or second part of predicate or another part of predicate. Then like this, another examples. My mother cooks meal every day. My mother cooks meal every day. If we want to perhaps find out the subject and predicate part or predicate of this sentence, my mother is subject. Cooks meal every day is called predicate. But if the sentence will be changed into interrogative form, then the sentence will be, does my mother cook meal every day? Then the subject part and the predicate part of the interrogative sentence will be, does first part predicate, my mother subject, cook meal every day, second part predicate or remaining part of predicate or another part of predicate. First part predicate or a part of predicate, then that is subject, then another part of predicate or remaining part of predicate. Or you can easily perhaps remember it, first part predicate, second part predicate. Then we shall discuss about WH interrogative. Then sometimes we feel difficulty perhaps to make part the WH interrogative sentence subject and predicate. Who is the postmaster? Who is the postmaster? Then identify the subject and predicate. Who is the subject? Is the postmaster is the predicate. Because the question will come to your mind, who? Here, who is the subject? Yes. Who means maybe a person. So who is called subject and is the postmaster is called predicate. What has happened there? Another example. What had happened there? What is the subject? Had happened is the predicate. Then, where are you going? Another example. Where are you going? Perhaps in your mind, in your memory, you take it. You are going where? You are going where? Then very soon, very easily, you will get the subject. Where are you going? Where is the first part predicate or a part of predicate? Use the subject. And where are is the first part predicate. Where are you? You is the subject and going is the second part or remaining part of predicate or another part of predicate. The what is the trouble? What is the trouble? What is the trouble? So you have to know or you think perhaps what is the subject? The example is what is the trouble? What is the trouble? The trouble is what? You think it. The trouble is what? The subject must be the trouble. And what is? This is predicate. What is the predicate? And the trouble is subject. Then another example. How are you? How are you? How are you? Then perhaps this WH interrogative forms or sentence perhaps make us confusion to find out subject and predicate. How are you? You are how? Then the subject must be you. And how are is called predicate. So now we know about parts of sentences. Alright? The sentence may be affirmative form, may be interrogative form. Then, if the sentences are imperative forms, how can we divide the sentence in subject and predicate? Then, come here. Come here. It is imperative sentence. Adesha, upadesha, command, order, request, beg, instruct. These are called imperative sentence. Then come here. Go there. Stand up. March forward. These type of sentences we omit subject. So the subject must be you. Come here. You come here. So there is no subject here. We don't write here. But we know the subject must be you. Who come here? You come here. Stand up. You stand up. Don't make noise. You don't make noise. So that this type of sentences we get only predicate part. Come here. Come here is called predicate. Keep quiet is called predicate. Then there is no subjects. Who keep quiet? You keep quiet. These are called imperative sentences. Perhaps to make it two parts, we must have to use or to know or to think subject you and the predicate part is there. So shortly we can say from here we know predicate part and before that we know subject part. And if we take more than one words in subject, so who will be the noun? Perhaps, for example, the ugly woman is my mother. The ugly woman is my mother. The ugly woman, it is subject, and is my mother is predicate. So, in subject part, you know, Man is head noun or noun, and its predicate part, man is verb. So that the ugly women in here, women is the agent, head noun or noun, and the ugly. These are the supporting words or supporting elements of the head noun. In next classes, we'll discuss about the words, other words, supporting words, so that in a sentence we must take a noun, so that when we form words, only noun words are not formed, only verb words are not formed. Perhaps we use 8 types of words to form a sentence. That is, first is noun, second is pronoun, third is adjective, then fourth is verb, fifth is adverb, then sixth is son, then conjunction, then interjection. These are 8 types of words we use to form a sentence. Noun and verb, it is most essential, at least to form, to write a sentence. Then some cases we take adjective and pronoun form of noun. Then some cases we take adverbs. And in compound sentence we have to take conjunctions, जोटाको आमे preposition, then आमे जोटा कही तो preposition कहू, conjunction कहू, interjection कहू, एगुड़ी को आमे अव्यय बोली धरी थाउ. नाउन माने तो विशेष्य, pronoun माने सर्वनाम, verb माने क्रिया, adverb माने क्रिया विशेषण, adjective माने विशेषण, विशेष्य पाई विशेषण, क्रिया पाई क्रिया विशेषण, देन तापर आसिला प्रिपोजिशन माने अव्यय. आमे जनरली वाक्य गुटे लिखा को गले केते क्षेत्र हमको प्रिपोजिशन रो सहायता नबा को पड़े. देन जदि आमे कंपाउंड ऑर्डर को जिबा हमको कंजक्शन को नबा को पड़िबो. देन जदि हमको हर्ष विषाद विस्मय दुख आश्चर्यता प्रकाश करियो पड़िबो ताहले हमको इंटरजेक्शन रो सहायता भी नबा को. तेनो ये 5 प्रकार शब्द 8 प्रकार शब्द आमे इंग्रजी रे व्यवहार करू गोटे वाक्य को तैयारी करिबा. There again I am telling you for you, noun विशेष्य, pronoun सर्वनाम, adjective विशेषण, verb क्रिया, adverb क्रिया विशेषण, preposition अव्यय, conjunction संयोजक अव्यय, interjection हर्ष विषाद विस्मय.